us, all warmed up, bring on the headliner. The boys are all here, we're fired up, and if it's your first time with us, you ain't gonna know what hit ya. It's gonna get turned, it's gonna get right, lit up bright on a Friday night. It'll go off and blow up just like we thought it would. It's about to get good. When we show up, it goes down. It's already off the hook. I've been here right now. So can I get a witness? You don't wanna miss this. If you ain't sticking around, well you should. I would. 'Cause it's about to get good. It's about to get good. Yeah, it's about to get good. Oh, it's about to get good. Oh, yeah. It's about to get good. Oh, yeah. It's about to get good. Come on, everybody, kick it up. Gonna get good.
And live here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, where tonight the stars of the Slide Job Racing League will go left and right as we run to the Charlotte Roval for the Bank of America Roval 125. We welcome you here live for Season 14, Race number 6 in the Slide Job Racing League. Dawson Allen on the call. Joining me tonight, it will be Nick Bingham. Nick, we're looking forward to a road course race here for these drivers to navigate here for what I believe is the first time this season. What can we look forward to seeing here at this racetrack with, how different this runs compared to your normal racetrack that we normally run?
Well, I think the main thing you're going to look forward to tonight are the standout road course guys. Just looking at practice right now, you have Ethan, who's 2/10 ahead of second place, which is Gabe Dahari. And then the more and more you go down the standings, you go 3/10, 6/10, 8/10, second and a half, 2.6 seconds. It just keeps getting like the skill divide. It's more and more, and I think that's like a big thing to look forward to. Just seeing who are the best road guys in the series, and with NASCAR and their ever developing sense for new road courses, I think this is like the first step towards something like that.
Yeah, the Charlotte Roval is a very interesting track for the drivers to navigate. Of course, began racing in real life in 2018. It's kind of when we got that in iRacing as well, and the new chicane on the back straightaway that we got. Of course, we don't have the new layout that ran last season, so we still have the kind of swoop into turn 7 that you get from about turns 5 and 6. So that different layout compared to what you see in real life. But no shocker to see Moreno on the top of the boards here. One of our more prolific road course racers. He's really good at these tracks. Gabriel Dahari is well up top. Same with Matthew J. O'Brien, looking to go 3 in a row if he's able to win tonight's race. So we'll see if that 43 can get it done. And then Dane Cruz, another driver we've seen as well. But there's Quincy Strawhacker 4th as well, as Moreno runs into 52 there. I believe that is Austin Doran there through the middle of 1 and 2. But just kind of bouncing around some other drivers that are good road course racers. Stephen Maggio has been very good at these road courses. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, Michael Kruger as well. Very good at this style of racing. So we'll see some guys up here contending for the win. We'll see what happens. But the checker flag is going to fall here on practice. The one driver that I'll keep my eye on too. We'll mention him later on, but for now, we'll get into qualifying with Ethan Fonseca Moreno, your fastest in practice here tonight. It's qualifying getting ready to go underway. 10 minutes for these drivers to complete their 2 laps of qualifying. Of course, 5 extra minutes because road course a lot longer, a lot more time to make mistakes, and just a lot more time to get things going. So we'll follow along with Michael Walls at first, rolling out onto the racetrack at number 24, running a different scheme than we're used to seeing. He slides the tires a little bit there, exiting pit lane. But, Nick, what can you say about, making a lap around this road course? How difficult is it going to be for these drivers to have to, manage on a qualifying lap to not get any incident points?
Well, like, if I'm being honest, I personally don't have that much experience on road courses on iRacing. However, based on previous NASCAR games that I've played, and just road courses in general that I've played on games like Project Cars and stuff like that. I know your first lap, maybe lap and a half, is extremely difficult just because of how cold your tires are and how easy it is to lock up your brakes. You're also coming off of, running in practice where you were full speed the whole time. You were pushing to get the best lap every lap, and jumping right into your warm up lap. It's a little bit more difficult in my opinion. There's a lot more room for error, and you're more likely to make mistakes that will lead to that big mess up that will either put you first or not put you first, put you like third to maybe even 22nd. Like it depending on how good you are. Um, like right there, you see
Ooh,
Micah sliding through that first corner.
yeah, gonna
That's
have to.
just
Yeah, and a slide like that messes up the lap entirely, slows it down, but no incidents there could mean he can still post a lap time, which that's the big thing. We see a couple guys look like they're already having to tow and reset on their first lap. So that could really shake things up for some of these drivers and how they're able to complete a lap and get a lap time down. Michael Wallace has that slide through 1 and 2, but he could still wind up with a top 10 lap time, you know, depending on how things shake out for the rest of the drivers that are qualifying. But we'll see what he does on his second lap as well as he makes his way back onto the Oval 1. This will be turn number 9 for the Roval layout through 9 and 10. And the big thing about this backstretch chicane, it is such a difficult corner right here to get down to speed and get through. The old layout, the old 2018 layout, you could go flying right through it, no problems. But now this new layout, the new backstretch chicane that we've had since I think it was about maybe 2020 or 2019 when we got the new backstretch chicane, you can't fly through it. You got to slow way down, get down, and then get back going through it. So it's definitely a lot slower than it used to be. But Michael Walls right now fifth fastest. You see, despite having the issue out of turn 1, he is still in the top 10 now as he gets bumped by James Bomar. Now Michael Kruger goes fourth fastest, but everybody chasing Ethan Fonseca Moreno for the pole time as Michael Walls continues to make his way right here through turns 3 and 4, heading down towards turn 5. Into turn number 6, a little bit of lock up there, and down towards turn 7, and then turn 8 back on to the NASCAR Oval. Carrying a lot of speed into the oval section. See him wash way up to the wall, and then he'll get back down towards that painted white and blue line and set up for this backstretch chicane now.
Gabe Dahari jumps just a tenth under Ethan right now. I think the way I'm looking at this right now, it looks like those are going to be your two guys that are battling here for most of this race.
We'll see. Michael Walls is able to improve his lap time. He bumps it up to 12th fastest in that number 24 machine, but not able to improve much more. We see Dane Cruz following him as he heads towards the front stretch chicane. Michael Kruger just jumped up to 4th fastest with a 1:21.09. As Dane Cruz, I think his first lap time there is a 1:21.9. It's good for 9th fastest so far. Some more drivers putting lap times down. More drivers just kind of completing some laps.
It's like Dahari's going to jump to the top spot.
Takes the pole away from Moreno here with 4:40 to go in qualifying. Dane Cruz making his way to complete his second timed lap. Got some other drivers completing lap times soon. Blaine Sparling, Steven Maggio, Jaden Porter, Dylan Parker, among others that are still completing lap times as Dane makes his way through this backstretch chicane, the Trilogy chicane, so we can call it. We're not sponsored, unfortunately, but we'll still throw out the sponsor names anyways. I believe with our map we have too, we get to call it what it was, the Tums Heartburn turn into turn one. We don't have to call it the DeWalt Tough turn as they've tried to call it in real life. Dan Cruz said a second lap time. It is going to be an improvement, if not slightly, but that slight is enough to bump it to 8th fastest for the one machine. We'll go back to Dylan Parker making his way through the infield portion of the course right now. It looks like he has gotten incident points on his qualifying lap, so maybe trying to get him to not count and just getting some extra track time before the start of this race. Maybe want to start out back for this run.
Looks like Austin Duran is going to jump up to third.
Yeah, third fastest for the 252.
120.74. Steven Maggio's going through the grass right now.
Don't think he's going to set a qualifying lap in the 51. We'll see what Dylan Parker does if he hits the line and makes a lap time. Anybody that follows college basketball, more March Madness updates. Robert Morris has just clinched a spot in the tournament for the first time since 2015. 10-year drought is ended there. Dylan Parker, a 121.398, puts him 9th fastest, just ahead of Francisco Bacayo. As we've got a few more drivers kind of getting their last laps in. Looks like Blaine Sparling coming to the line to complete his lap, and I believe this is the last driver, one of the last drivers to complete a lap time here. Sparling will put down a 123.606, 21st fastest. He'll have to be climbing from the back of the field for this one. Matthew Daly is on the racetrack right now, the number 73. We'll see what he can do as he makes his way through turn 6. Which is 2 minutes to go. A little bit wider. Going to clip the grass, maybe get a instance that won't count this lap, but we'll see what he can do. Navigating his way around this course. Ooh, gonna miss the backstretch chicane entirely. Gonna have to just maybe set up for a second lap. If he goes at it, looks like he's not gonna go at it. Gonna tow it to pit road. That might be it for him. We'll go to Francisco Bacayo. He's already completed his laps, just turning some extra laps for some extra practice before this race ends. And just as soon as we go to him, he spins it out there into turn 1. He'll get it back rolling and just kind of get some extra practice in. Just turning some laps for the final minute 11 here in qualifying, but the field is pretty much set with all of the lap times that have been posted. Everybody that's running has not run. Nobody else is really going out there to set a lap time, it looks like. So we'll just watch Bacayo turn lap for the last about 55 seconds as he'll spin it out here through turn 6, sliding it through the corner, actually.
Very nice save there.
Just working on handling and controlling the car here in the last 36 seconds here for this 30 machine.
Yeah, every time I've tried to race on this track, it's that exit from the infield section of the racetrack onto the oval is, in my opinion, the most difficult part of it. I always seem to lock up the brakes or not brake enough and bounce off the outside wall. Just all of that right there is really difficult for me. Even which is ironic because this part right here you would think would probably be one of the harder ones, but not really.
And the checker flag flies, so we are done with qualifying. The field is set and ready to go racing here at Charlotte. Last time we came to this track back in Season 12, we'll tell you who won that race in just a few moments. But first, we got to take a look at our starting lineup here tonight for the Bank of America Roval 125. Starting on the pole tonight, it is the 36 of Gabriel Dahari. To his outside, it's going to be Ethan Fonseca Moreno. It is Austin Doran starting third with Quincy Strawhacker just outside in row number 2. Row 3, it's Michael Kruger and Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. You got Amir Bascombe and Dane Cruz in row 4. And running at your top 10, it's Dylan Parker and Francisco Bacayo.
And then in row 6, we've got Armistead in the 02, Jones in the 81. We've got Johnny Parker in the 48, James Bomar in the 40. Row 8, you got Justin Rott and Jaden Porter. Row 9, it's O'Brien and Micah Walls. And then rounding out the top 20, you've got Brett Bennett and Enriquez in the 56.
Starting outside of the top 20, it's Fidel Fabian and Blaine Sparling, Jacob Locklear and Gabe Cazzola back in row 12. Then it's Andrew C. Davis and Stephen Maggio back in row 13. The 13 car, I believe that is Ollie Reeves with the outside of him, Christian Pacheco, scored a top 3 finish last week at Indianapolis. Then it's Ryan Bogey and Jamie Wright rounding out your top 30. The rest of the field there, Ricky Kukulon, Matt Steiner, Tyler Watermullen, Luis Ramirez. Then that is Shane O'Neill. That is the 73 car of Matthew Daly. And then the 31, that is Derek Daly. Both making a start tonight. I believe it's their debut. So we have a field of, I think that 37 drivers ready to do battle. Well, that's not right.
Fun one.
We do not have that many laps. It is only a 50-lap run here tonight, with it being 125-ish miles. Dylan Parker was your winner back in Season 12, the last time we ventured to the Charlotte Roval. The fuel window is about 12 to 16 laps is kind of our estimate. It's an 80% fuel tank, so it's kind of up in the air on what it's going to be, but it's maybe what we're thinking. We could very well be wrong on that. It's mostly cloudy skies, 90-degree track temperature, so it should be a good race tonight for these drivers. As they're currently doing warm-ups, they've got about another 2 minutes and 35 seconds, getting some last-minute practice in on this racetrack, just getting last bits of feel for what they're going to do here in the race tonight. Following Micah Walls, he's trailing behind Francisco Bacayo behind him. Trying to see if that is... Can't quite tell who that is trailing behind. I want to say that might be...
Like
that's
Dylan
James
Parker.
Bomar. That's James Bomar trailing. Oh my goodness! Micah Walls missing it entirely. I think he's just... I know exactly what he's going for. As he's riding the wall, Moreno went fastest, but we'll go and follow along with this 24 because he's going to cut through the grass and he's going to try to jump the wall.
Oh my
and
God,
he does
did
so
it.
successfully. Into the catch fence and over goes Michael Walls. Michael Kruger, however, just set the fastest lap time in this warm-up session. The 41 looking sporty here in this warm-up. Going to have to keep your eyes peeled for this machine. Another one of our good road course racers. See if he can get up there and try to win this race tonight. You see him kind of blinking in and out. Blaine Sparling spins behind where he was. I believe it's Rivers Jones trailing behind. Currently the 6th fastest car. The only top 6 have posted a lap time so far. But Rivers Jones, you see the green banner, the green splitter, and the green spoiler. He is a member of the Dash for Bread this week. Matthew J. O'Brien's won the last 2, looking for his 3rd. Oh my goodness, there's Gabe Cazzola flying over the wall. Nowhere for Rivers Jones to go. Has to go through him.
And we just had a sport ender.
Jonathan Jurgensmeyer is in the wall on pit lane. There's more drivers going for the jump. I believe that is Oscar Enriquez that is up in the fence. You see him across the racetrack right there. Trying to get out of the fence. Can't quite do it.
Is that a speed logo?
Where at?
On one of the signs. I swear I just saw a speed.
Oh, yeah. There's still a speed logo, I'm pretty sure, on this track. Yeah, right there at near pit exit, where that would be for the Roval layout. So, there's the Oscar Enriquez just kind of chilling out. But that's going to be the end of warm-up. These drivers are going to have to hunker down and get ready to go racing here at the Charlotte Roval. Field getting ready to start getting on the grid. They will have to turn a whole lap before they get going green, but as they start to do so,
So when do we make our pre-race picks?
I guess right now is your best bet to make a pre-race pick. I think if I had to pick somebody out of this roster of cars, it's hard to pick against the front row. It definitely is. Dahari has looked very sporty throughout the start of this season, but he has yet to find victory lane here in season number 14. But he's looked good in every race he's run. And even if I take Moreno, it's always hard to bet against ETB. But I think I'm going to dig further back. I'm going for that fifth place car. Michael Kruger in the 41, I think, has got my pick to win this race.
Well, I'm gonna have to pick ETB. I have never not watched or been in a race that he has not won. He's pretty much always been the winner in every race that I've spectated or participated in, and I think I think he wins this race. I think he dominates it from the jump and wins this race.
We'll see if he can do so. Moreno, of course, winner earlier this season at Chicagoland, looking for his 10th career win if he can get so tonight. Matthew J. O'Brien is looking for his third in a row, which would be his third career win. Dahari right there up front on the pole, looking for his first career win in the Slide Job Racing League. Still going to make their way through this Roval one last time at their pace speed. Big note here, no caution flags will fly here tonight. It is green all the way through the 50 laps we have ahead of us here tonight. So if you want to make a pit stop, you got to do so while the race is green. We got a lot of guys ready to go racing here on the road course. Looks like we've got maybe 34 drivers that made the grid and are rolling. Ryan Bogey, Matthew Daly, and Derek Daly all did not grid here tonight. So 34 is what we're at right now for this field. So a big factor for the leaders is going to be lap traffic. Moreno could run away with this lead. He could be out to a 20-second lead, but it could be one mistake from a guy running in 24th that could take him out of contention. Anything's possible here at a road course, so never count anything out or count anyone as the win until the checkered flag flies.
Yeah, I feel like we'll see definitely a lot of the bigger mistakes on this first lap here. Like even right there.
Austin Doran spun it out there through the chicane. He gets it back going. He'll
Oh
get back to
Lord.
third. And just
Oh
as
Lord.
quickly, we haven't even started racing yet and already had an issue there for one of our top three. But he's able to get back going quickly, get back up in line, and we'll see how it happens. I don't think they're going to bypass the front stretch chicane. We'll see if they do. Field coming through oval 3 and 4 for the final time behind the pace car. He's got an easy night tonight. He'll pull off right here, and we won't see him again. As he dives towards the safety of pit lane, the field is going to head towards the start zone. The green flag will wave. Gabriel Dahari, Ethan Fonseca, the Moreno, the front row, will lead us to green. We are racing at the Roval. Everywhere you look on the racetrack, there was drama on that first lap. Gabriel Dehari out to the lead, but the key at the start was the spin by Ethan Fonseca Moreno from the drop of the green flag quickly, trying to work his way through slower traffic.
His car looks good. I mean, I think he might have. I don't think he hit anything or anybody hit him, luckily.
Looks like Brett Bennett wrecked on the first lap as well. We'll take a quick look and see what happened at the 47. Oh, he hits the outside wall and spins it, heading on to the oval section. So that gave his car a meatball. We'll go back and see what happened with Moreno on the start of the race. It looks like Netco with Austin Doran sends him around and spun out that number 29 machine at the drop of the green flag. But he is back to racing and trying to carve his way through the field, already back up to 22nd. And we had a lot of guys miss this backstretch chicane on the first lap. Dylan Parker, Dane Cruz, Jonathan Parker all missed the backstretch chicane on lap number 1, so that cost him a little bit of time as well. Dane Cruz has rebounded back up to 5th. Dylan Parker is in 11th right now. And then Jonathan Parker a little bit further back in 16th. Oh, we got a wreck on the front. Michael Walls is around. Tagged right there by, I believe, Luis Ramirez. Moreno gets by. There's Steven Maggio as well, facing the wrong way. Quickly see what happened with these two. Maggio and Walls battling side by side into the front stretch chicane. Contact there. Walls goes around. Maggio gets tagged and spun around because of the contact. Walls right back on his back bumper. Damage and all. They're catching Tyler Watermullen, the 68 car, for 27th on the racetrack. He'll get out of their way and let these two go by. It's Maggio. Oh, Maggio slides it through the grass. You can see how quickly some of these guys are just not able to get these races going the way they want to start off. The one that has Gabriel Dehari out to a 3-second lead over Quincy Strawhacker in second, who's got pressure coming soon from Jonathan Jurgensmeyer in the 00.
Yeah, those are just simple mistakes. Simple early mistakes. And it costs you what could be your whole race right there. Very tough luck for all of them.
Jonathan Jurgensmeyer right now running in third. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer runs 00. He's a Quinn Houff fan, and I always love to see the paint schemes he brings back, but I love the unit scheme the most. And he put this on the Ford, too, which is different. I love this scheme, and I love this car. So, quick, easy shout, paint scheme of the night for me is this 00. Side by side, heading back to the oval at Samir Bascom to the inside, or driver's left, I would say, of Matthew J. O'Brien, trying to let him go, it looks like, and he will. So O'Brien, 13th place right now for our most recent winner of the last 2 weeks, winning at Michigan and then Indianapolis last week. Then he tried to cross back over, going back for 12th from the inside, driver's left. Samir Bascom thinks better of it. It's back behind him. Let's see what he can do. Got Justin Rott, Jonathan Parker trailing behind him. You see some cars already got some battle damage from this race just coming up on lap number 5.
Oh my goodness, Bacalao just got all 4 tires off the ground on the front stretch.
Running in 7th place right now is the 30 machine, Francisco Bacayo. Chasing down, or trying to chase down Austin Doran. He is pushing through the corners right here in 7th, looking for that 6th place spot. Behind him, Rivers Jones, kind of in the island by himself. Got about a second gap on either side of him. We might go ahead and change the ticker from the gaps to the intervals to be better suited for our race that we have tonight. No cautions in this race, and it'll help kind of tell maybe who's closer to who and who's further away and whatnot. So we'll keep our eyes on that one as Bacayo maybe caught the wall on the exit of the infield road course section. But Austin Doran giving chase to Dane Cruz for what would be 5th. Bascombe and O'Brien still right there, tucked in tight with each other. Let me see. I think we might. You see O'Brien diving to the inside. Getting by Amir Bascombe there inside through turn 1. Not giving him room there out of turn 2. As these two continue to fight, have another battle brewing here for 5th place. Dane Cruz has it. Austin Doran giving chase for it. As they make their way back onto the oval.
We have a little bit of a run here coming out of oval turn 2. Looks like. See what if he tries to make a move. He's just gonna fall in line.
And I think we're going to have a special guest join us for the rest of this broadcast. We'll pull him up here. He is probably happy that I'm letting him have the chance at this one. It's Brett Bennett. He's in the booth with us after wrecking out at this race on lap number 1. Brett, it was a short-lived night out there. How you feeling now joining us in the booth for this race?
Yeah, definitely not an ideal race for me. To be fair, I really don't think I made that big a mistake. Just the iRacing damage model decided that a very light wall touch is going to break your right rear off. If you do too much damage, you're done. So you live and learn. I was just trying to take it easy on lap 1 and hit the wall. So yeah, looking forward to watching the rest of the race. Hopefully get some good road course racing here tonight.
And we've had some good battles happening back here in the lower half of the field. Right now, the battle is on for now 4th. It was just for 5th. Now they've caught Michael Kruger in the 41. That's Dane Cruz and Austin Doran giving chase to the 41 machine. Gabriel DeHari out to a 5-second lead over Quincy Strawhacker. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer is back another about 0.7 of a second. Then the gap further back to Michael Kruger, currently rolling in 4th.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see kind of consistent speeds from most drivers in this race. There's really was running some longer runs in practice. There really is not a lot of tire fall off here. So I think we'll see people trying to stay consistent, and usually with the next gen, the strategy on the pit stops is going to be fuel only. So I just think we'll see probably kind of, if you're faster, you'll be able to pass people, and otherwise it's going to be who makes the mistakes tonight.
Yeah, and we'll see. And also, too, the big thing I mentioned as well, lap traffic could very well play a factor for our leaders and things of that nature. But we didn't really get a good gauge of the fuel mileage, Brett, so you can kind of help us there. You can be our Steve Letarte or our Larry Mack, whichever you choose. What are we looking like fuel-wise for how long they can go before they have to make a pit stop? And is it going to be a one-stopper, or will we maybe have a couple stops in this race?
Well, I've been looking at my trends to do my best Larry Mack, but looking at it, the fuel window is 30 laps, so it should be a one-stop. I'd expect people to come anywhere from lap 20 to 30, around that range. Obviously, if you can save a little bit of fuel in the front run, especially usually the next gen strategy being no tires, you can save a little bit of time on the fuel fill. So we'll see if sometimes in traffic and at road courses you can save a little bit of fuel, a little earlier, coast to the corners a little more. So I see some drivers try to do that to try to shorten their pit stop time, they can still maintain lap speed, but otherwise lap 20 to 30 will be when we'll see people coming down pit road.
Alrighty, well, we just had a mistake there. On the backstretch chicane, Austin Doran got into hot, locked it up, missed the chicane, drops back to 7th place. Rivers Jones takes advantage of the spot, and I believe now, too, there is a stack up behind Quincy Strawhacker. Had to slow up because of missing the chicane. Oh, he's going to get turned!
Oh.
Just about turned. What a save by Strawhacker, but he drops 2. It's a 2 for 1 as Jurg and Kruger go by. Dane Cruz lurking in the background, and now heavy damage to Francisco Bacayo on the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, it looked like Jerkensmeyer just got in too hot and got in the back of Straw Hacker there.
But
That was a
Kaio
really good save.
took a huge hit. He might have missed turn 1. He's got damage. It looked like maybe on the right front. Oh, he spun it out there on the exit of turn 1 into turn 2. Hit the wall on driver's left. Heavy damage to the 30 car. He is going to struggle if he even makes it to pit road. It looks like he might have to tow it here. He's trying to make it a lap instead of towing, but he is not going to make it, I don't think. That car is destroyed there on the left front.
Yeah, and based on the damage that knocked me out of that race, that might be race-ending damage, because once that wheel is detached, which that happened to my right rear, and that gave me a race-ending meatball, so I think that's going to be it for Makayo.
Makayo going to have to try to limp around and hope that he can get damage repaired, but likely, the way it sounds, is not going to be the case and going to be a race ender for this 30 machine. We'll see if he can make it to the back chicane. He's just going to blow it by. You know, what better, you know, try to make that turn, you know, just get down to the apron, get to pit road. We'll see what happens. James Bomar is slow entering turn 1. Likely missed the front stretch chicane, had to serve a penalty of sorts. So he files back in behind O'Brien and Porter. Just up ahead, they're battling with Dylan Parker now for 8th place.
Look at the lap times. Everybody's running. It looks like the 36 is still the fastest car on the racetrack. The only other car that's close enough to him is Fonseca. He's about 0.2 faster right now, but he's coming. I guarantee by the end of this he'll be back up there battling with the 36.
He's got a long way to go, though, to do that. He is 20 seconds back of our race leader, but if he does continue to run faster laps, then he'll have a shot. But last lap was a 122 to Tahari's 121. There you go. See Matt Steiner getting past the. He's going to go a lap down. Makayo on pit road. He's getting his damage repaired. If he can get it repaired, that is left to be seen. You watch Jaden Porter in the 9th place in the 28 machine. Battle of Matthew J. O'Brien. Got Dylan Parker just up ahead. 3-horse race there in the back half of the top 10. Looks like Austin Doran is caught back up to Rivers Jones as well, the 81. Pressure out back by the 52.
Somebody just clipped the wall going in through 1.
Dylan Parker is complaining on the radio that he's just having trouble getting the car rotating. That's something I did notice tonight. That especially if you clip any of the curbs, like in the turn 1 or the back, especially the backstretch chicane, a little bit in the front stretch chicane, the springs or shock over there set up, that just bounces the car and you're pretty much going straight until it settles. That's something you're gonna have to look for too. Is if you get on those curbs too much, that could just cause you to slam into a fence at the end of your night.
Further back, Moreno up to 12th place, still 21 seconds back of the race leader, but ran slightly faster that last time than Gabriel Dahari while battling through traffic. Now watching Austin Doran continue to battle with Rivers Jones. Had a chance at him there through the backstretch chicane, couldn't get it as they head down into turn number 1. Jones holds the spot for now. Doran giving chase, pursuing him. You see Matthew O'Brien trying to get to Jaden Porter yet again for 9th place. Back-to-back wins. O'Brien trying to become the 2nd driver to go for a 3-peat here in just as many weeks. A slower car a little further back. It's Luis Ramirez in the 23. It's like no more damage than what he's got. Ooh, trying to get by Matt Steiner.
That's the thing you're gonna have to look for all race long. And I don't know if this is the case, but Dane Cruz just disappeared and has not reappeared for me for at least 15 to 20 seconds.
Getting ready to say he disappeared. He was just getting the back bumper. Quincy Strawhacker just cut to Strawhacker for that reason. Dane Cruz just disappeared, reappeared on the rumble strips. He is going to tow that car. An unfortunate end for Dane Cruz now. He was up there contending for what could have been, top 5. But instead going to have to tow it to pit lane and likely going to call the night with connection issues. So another driver from the top half of the field bites the dust. That opens the door for James Bomar to now be in the top 10 as Jaden Porter and Matthew O'Brien battling. O'Brien almost catches the wall, keeps it off it, losing time to Porter now, but kept that car at least from wrecking.
Yeah, and Dane, I think he probably had a monitor issue. I'll see if I can figure out what went on with him, but the fact that he reappeared with significant damage and way back from where he was running, usually if you just blink out, you're not going to just be way off the pace.
I think, Jaden Porter just caught the wall there. Same spot you did, Brett. Lost the spot to O'Brien, losing another spot possibly to James Bomar. Amir Bascombe is slow on the racetrack as well right now.
Yeah, I think he got away with it. It's really hit or miss, that wall, because, I hit it into my race. I know in practice I hit it and broke my right front. Other times I've brushed it a few other times with no problems. But he did just lock up the right side. I wonder if he maybe got a little bit of wheel damage out of that. Porter.
Well, the thing with Dane that I believe happened, if something went out, it looked like what he might have done. He might have just hooked it to the left, hit the inside wall to try to keep it from coming back up on the track and causing issues for anybody behind him. Usually what we see happen, so kudos to him for that. On board with Ethan Fonseca Moreno. He's back in the top 10, still 21 seconds back of our race leader right now. But hey, it's been a valiant effort fighting back for this 29 machine.
Battle. I didn't see what happened. Sorry, go ahead.
I say battle for second heating up. Juergensmeyer has the spot. Michael Kruger hot on his trails. Now Kruger has disappeared and reappeared.
Yeah, and that's something iRacing added today. I don't think it's in play in this race, if I understood the release notes correctly, is that connection flag. Supposedly they're just adopting it in a few official series right now until they work out the kinks with it. But that's something what to look for in races here coming up soon is whether those people who have some less stable internet connections, like sometimes you see guys like Jonathan Juergensmeyer and Mike Kruger have, whether it starts affecting their ability to complete these races.
Jones still hanging on to what is now a top 5 spot over Austin Doran as we hit lap 15 this time. And we haven't put the camera on him at all this race. Moreno jumped to 9th, but Gabriel Dahari started on the pole and has pretty much ran away with it since the incident that caused Moreno to get spun around with Austin Doran on the start of the race. See Enrique Cucalan behind him to 22. He's catching up to Andrew Davis in the 99 car, 22nd spot for the 99. And it's like we talked about, Dahari right now, the only challenges he has is himself and lap traffic. He's not going to have to fight the lap traffic, I don't think, because there's no cautions to bail these guys out, to help them stay on the lead lap or, whatever, get the lucky dog. So they don't have to worry about trying to fend off the race leader. They'll likely get out of his way, let him go, and just be fine with it. But all it takes is one mistake from one of these guys. If somebody overdrives the corner, spins out, all of a sudden Dahari gets swept up in it, and this race is over for him.
And Dawson, I know you're saying that people are going to let him go, but you've raced with some of the people in this league.
Matthew J. O'Brien around in the backstretch chicane, the 43. Dylan Parker slow as well. Gonna quickly jet back and see what happened here. They were side by side. O'Brien jumped the curb, and Dylan Parker, airtime there, clips the 43 and spins him out there. Went over the turtles and got him in the air. So O'Brien set back to 11th now, has to reset and reattack Jaden Porter for 10th.
Yeah, and O'Brien, I thought O'Brien was going to be kind of the runaway favorite tonight to win the Dash for Cash just based on pace going in, but so far a few mistakes. He also struggled in qualifying. I think he started right in front of me. To me, suggests that he struggled. So I'm not good at this road course racing. That drops him way further back to Rivers, and really he's going to have to rely on Pacheco. Looks like he's out of it, so it looks like Jeffrey's going to really do mistakes, but then Matthew's going to have to start reworking his way back towards Rivers Jones.
Battling it out now for the 8th place spot. Dylan Parker ahead of James Bomar, as Bomar trying to get another position in this 40 car. Moreno has gotten by this. He's up to 7th. He is still same distance behind Dahari. He needs to be really cutting into that lap time if he wants a chance at it. It looks like Austin Doran finally going to get by Rivers. Jones, the 81 for 6th place. Jones now finds himself a bit of a lonely spot, 7 seconds ahead of the next car, and he's got about just over half a second and growing gap to 5th place Austin Doran. Just now made the pass. It's 10 seconds back from the lead to 2nd place. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, Michael Kruger giving chase in the 41 machine. Just trying to catch him.
I've been keeping my eye on that one for a while. Kruger's been right with Jurgensmeyer. I know I'm talking to Mike before this race in our team chat. He was just looking to have a solid top 5 day, and so far been able to keep the car clean and put himself in a really good spot so far. And I know he's going to be really happy if he can hold on to where he's at, but he'd love to get another spot here. And him and Jurg look like they're pretty even on pace. They also appear to have Quincy Strawhacker starting to close in on them as well.
Slowly reeling them in as that 49 machine. And I don't think Quincy's going to forget what happened to him there in turn 3 with the contact from Jurgensmeyer. If there's one thing about racers, they got short memories.
Yeah, I'll vision to see how Quincy races Jurg if he gets back to him.
Turn blinks out right there, reappears on the racetrack. Dahari still putting down really good lap times of 1:21.5. His best was a 1:20.9. It's only 0.6 off of your best lap time. Compare that to some of the rest of the field who are a full second slower. He's keeping really good pace.
Yeah, we're seeing. Oh, there was a big moment for Enrique Cucalon right in front of Jurg and Kruger there on the exit of turn 1. Looks like he had a moment and he was able to get it out of the way, but I know that could not have been something fun to see out your front window there for both Jurgensmeyer and Kruger. That
moment, I just think back. I think it was the 2020 Xfinity race at this racetrack. That same spot right there. It was the 98 of Chase Briscoe coming by, and the lap car, I believe it was the 99 of Stephon Parsons, was trying to get fired back up and rolled right in front of him. Just about took him out, but he was able to miss him.
Yeah, and I know we've seen in past races that you called, I believe you were the announcer for here, we saw the same thing. I believe Michael Kruger actually was taken out in an incident like that. I believe it was at this track a few seasons ago in the trucks here. So that's, I know he had some flashbacks right there.
Moreno up to 6th now, looking for a top 5 spot. He's got about 6 seconds to cut into to get to Austin Doran in that number 52, but he is driving like a man possessed right now, keeping consistent lap times with the race leader, but that's not going to help him catch. He's going to have to run faster, which he's not doing right now. So we'll see how he continues to try to chew into this lead as Rivers Jones letting more drivers go by. I think Jones had an issue through the middle of 2, and that's going to allow O'Brien to get by and put him back in the lead of the Dasher Bread drivers. Not sure what happened. Jones just kind of letting everybody go right there. Not sure if he is struggling in the handling of that 81 machine or what, but he's back to 10th and O'Brien ahead of him.
He hit the wall pretty good on the front stretch. Looks like he just kind of overdrove out of the chicane, in the front stretch chicane, and got the outside wall. And then when he tried to get back to the gas, it snapped back right into the wall a second time.
He's still struggling. I don't see any meatball or anything. Got another spin as well. Luis Ramirez in the 23 around. Not seeing any damage. See James Bomar sending it in. Driver's left there of Dylan Parker trying to get by this number 3. As they battle down through Oval 3, Matthew J. O'Brien lurking in the background. Jones continuing to drop through the pecking order. Parker on driver's right of James Bomar. Bomar's going to slide through, misses the chicane, bounces off of Parker. How about 3 wide on the front stretch of the Roval? And O'Brien locks it up. He makes it work, though. Doesn't miss the corner. Dylan Parker maintains 7th. O'Brien now to 8th. Bomar back to 9th. What a sequence between these three.
They might be contesting me for the greatest sequence of corners here.
Looks like the 43 has some front end damage now.
Yeah, he does. The 43's nose pushed in. See what that does to him. Rivers Jones continuing to trend backwards, back to 13th now for the 81. Meanwhile, up here, battle is for second. Kruger still right there on the back bumper. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, can he make a move work to get to second? He's definitely trying.
Yeah, and they both started to pull away a little bit with Quincy Strawhacker right behind him. And then also on Rivers Jones, I think when he hit that front stretch wall, I couldn't tell for sure, but I looked at the suspension cameras. Looked like he might have bent the right front a little bit, and that might be that would have definitely explained why he's struggling so much at the moment. Technically not meatballed, but that's definitely going to make it just hard to drive if he bent either that right front or right rear. Totally.
Oh, Parker just ran right to the back of the 22 car.
And the pit window should just about be open at this point. So I was surprised if we see a lot of people just kind of split it in half or just run it as long as possible here. I'll be interested to see. I mean, we are seeing a decent bit of lap time fall off, but I don't think tires are going to be worth it. But it might be. You might see some people take the risk and see if they can make up the ground on fresh tires.
Some drivers are definitely going to feel the need to do so. So Brian almost took a swipe at Dylan Parker's back bumper there through turn 6, down to 7, and now into turn 8. It looked like he took a swing, but he gets it back going. Now losing time to Dylan Parker. Jurgensmeyer still in second as the sun is starting to peek back through the cloudy skies here at Charlotte. Dari wild and away with it as Rivers Jones continues to plummet to the rankings. Now passed by Justin Rott, that number 76, running a... looks like it's an Alpine scheme as Jones locks it up, coming into the backstretch chicane. In the background, that is a EWT scheme for Justin Rott. And Dylan Parker is coming to pit road. He's got a meatball, I think.
Oh no, he's got a black flag, not a meatball.
Oh, black flag for Dylan Parker. Likely too many incidents for the 3. So as he pulls into his stall.
He shouldn't have an incident, I don't think.
I don't know what it would be that would get him in there, but
he was speeding. He was speeding, I think.
Oh, so speeding on pit road. Coming to pit lane, Dylan Parker's race up in smoke now.
Yeah, he was still doing 60 when he hit the timeline. And pit speed is, I believe, 40 miles an hour? Yeah, 40 miles an hour pit speed, so he was 20 over when he hit the timing line. iRacing gives you a little bit, but that might be a little too much. Kruger's going to pit this time.
Oh, he's got to lock it up and get down to it.
Yeah, he got on the pit road a lot better, though, than Dylan did. Dylan really attacked it. Kruger was a lot more conservative.
Austin Duran on pit road as well.
It's a sketchy pit road to get on. It's really easy, even getting the front stretch chicane, it's really easy to have the car get unsettled as you hit that transition from the banking onto the flat. Yeah, and it will be fuel only for Kruger. I think, at least based on our pre-race discussions, I'd expect any driver on Circumference Ultimate Motorsports here to be taking fuel only. Bomar does appear, Duran appears to be taking tires. And I don't know how long it's going to be till they're pit, but something to keep their eye on now. Now that Kruger's pitted, Strawhacker's within about a half second of Jurgensmeyer for a second.
Quickly pulled in on this 0-0.
Jurg wisely going to come down pit road.
He's got to get down to pit lane speed, which it looks like he does. Moreno coming in as well. The 29 machine climbed all the way into the top 5. Now he'll take his pit stop tonight. Matthew J. O'Brien in 5th. We'll cycle up to what will be 3rd. James Bomar up to 4th at this moment. Jaden Porter looks like he'll stay out and will take over 5th place as they continue on.
And fuel only for Jonathan Durensmeyer. Appears to be the same call for Ethan Fonseca.
We'll see how they cycle out through all of this. Kruger is going to beat Jurgensmeyer off of pit lane.
That one lap advantage getting on and off pit road. I don't know if Jurgens didn't have a clean in lap or what, but that one lap difference is huge. Lets Kruger get by Jurgensmeyer. Way easier to pass somebody in the pits than it is on the track.
Duran, with taking the tires, is able to still stay ahead of Ethan Fonseca Moreno for what should cycle through to be, I believe, 4th and 5th. As Dahari still not yet coming to pit lane. Neither is Quincy Strawhacker in 2nd.
He's ahead of Ethan for now, but those fresh tires, there's a lap or two where you really got to be careful because there's just no grip on cold tires out of the pits, and that's one of the reasons in the next gen you usually don't take tires is that amount of time you lose trying to get those tires up the temp. It's not like as bad as like a GTP car, but it's still not fun being on cold tires out here.
Well, looks like he's maintaining a pretty good gap. 1.4 seconds for Duran over Moreno. James Bomar is on pit lane. Looks like Jaden Porter is coming down as well. Amir Bascombe ahead of Jonathan Parker, who's also ahead of Michael Kruger, who's trying to catch these two and pass them. These will be for positions on track that'll get Kruger up to the 4th place spot as Parker's going to wisely let him go. JP noted not a road course racer as he makes his way.
Well, you say he's not a road course racer, but he's still a lot better than I am here.
Well, I mean, he's good, better than you everywhere, so.
I mean, that is true. He's just generally better than I am.
Kruger looking for 4th place over Amir Bascombe, who is yet to pit. All the top 4 drivers have not come down pit lane just yet, so Dahari's got one thing ahead of him right now. One big challenge will be when he comes to pit road, just not speeding. When he does so, as Kruger gets by Bascombe now for that 4th place spot, he is ahead of Jurgensmeyer. Looks to set sail if he can, as Bascombe smacks the wall there on the exit of turn 8 into turn 9. Looks like Quincy Strawhacker finally going to come to pit road.
Yeah, something you had mentioned earlier was these lap cars getting out of the way, and I think we'll see a lot of them do it, but there's a couple drivers in this league who just have a tendency, and I don't blame them, like, it's not what I would do, but I know people who race like this that they just want to fight anybody who gets near them. They have fun battling people, so they're not going to give it up easily, so that's be something to watch for. And it will be tires for Strawhacker.
The thing is with those drivers, though, is that Dahari's going to have to catch them. They're running pretty decent right now anyway, so those battles for funds are kind of not in position to battle right now. Michael Kruger is up to 2nd now. Jurgensmeyer up to 3rd. As Strawhacker rolls away, he'll get passed by Austin Doran. And Moreno is not going to get there yet. Oh, that's... Who is that just slid there in the middle of the corner? I think... Couldn't tell who that was that just slid right there. I think that might have been Fidel Fabian. Indeed, it was spun on the exit of turn 1, heading towards turn 2. Hit the wall on the left side. Looks like he is still going.
And an update, Rivers Jones got to his pit stall, and he appears to have called it quits tonight. So Dash for Cash going to come down to Jeffrey Armistead and Matthew O'Brien. Pacheco is technically still on track after significant repairs 6 laps down. So if the other two have issues, he can still have a chance, but...
Oh, Michael Kruger had an issue. He is slow on the racetrack. I think he might have caught the same wall that Brett caught.
He did.
Oh, man, that's going to likely end his race. Heavy damage to the 41 on the right front. It's not even spinning. Likely could be a race ender for the 41. Unfortunate end for him. Having such a good run. Dahari still has yet to pit, coming up on lap number 28 next time by. Jurgensmeyer slots into 2nd. He is 39 seconds behind our leader. Now, the times we've seen on pit road have been about 37 seconds for some of the faster stops, so that's what Dahari gets. He'll have about a 2-second lead maybe over this field that have already pit in this race. Steven Maggio in 6th at the pit, and here comes Dahari now. Just has to make sure get down to pit lane speed, take it easy. And it looks like he's going to do such a thing.
Yeah, and I think that, 38 seconds we're seeing for the pit lane time, but with the time it takes for cars to pass the pit lane, I think it's closer to a 20-second delta here in the pit. So we'll probably see him come off I'd say about a 15 to 20-second lead. And looks like a problem for Jonathan Parker as well, possibly. Actually, I think that was just him coming off pit road, and I was deciding that was a problem.
Yeah, he just got off pit road. What a tough break for Michael Kruger in the 41 machine.
Yeah, that wall, not the best for Circumference Ultimate Motorsports in this race.
So Dahari is off pit lane. You see the delta right there. It's going to be 10.5 seconds for the race leader.
Also, Michael Wallace just hit that wall as well, and he got damage earlier and got back out there, but I think his race is done as well after that.
See the gap cut into it to 8.6 seconds. Dahari, a 15-second stop. He took tires on that pit stop, so he's going to go for a fresh set of tires and see what he can do.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a slow stop for Dahari, but he still got an 8-second lead, pretty comfortably out in front. The big thing, though, is Ethan Fonseca Moreno is now only 13 seconds behind him, and his lap times might be good enough to start running down.
Is William Sparling getting out of the way for a race leader? Or Jacob Locklear?
Other interesting thing, Matthew O'Brien's back on pit road.
Oh, he's blown up. He's got heavy damage on the 43. Gonna quickly jump back and see. He is killed. He might have overdriven turn 1. Oh, he did! Too hard for the Tums Heartburn turn for Matthew J. O'Brien. And that's likely going to be the end of his night.
And that's going to hand dash for Cast to Jeffrey Armistead unless he makes a mistake. Pacheco's still running 6 laps down, but
even without the cautions, we still got our moment in the corner. Jamie Wright looks like he had an issue, a lazy spin there through turn 6. Enrique Cucalan had a moment as well. But through all of this, Dahari out to a 9-second lead over Juergensmeyer, who's got pressure coming now from the 52 of Austin Dillon. He's going to go by on driver's left and take over position number 2.
yeah, and that's something to watch for. Right now, Duran and Ethan Fonseca Moreno both running faster laps than the leader at least last time by, and that's what we're going to have to look for. Those two might have enough pace to make this race interesting by the end. They're going to have to run.
We'll see what they run now. Dahari had to get up to speed on that lap, so it was faster for Duran and Moreno. This time by, Dahari faster than Duran. Slightly faster than Moreno.
It's going to be hard to catch him unless he has some kind of issue, but we've seen a lot of drivers who I don't expect to make mistakes from. It's like, me making mistakes understandable, but we've seen drivers like O'Brien, Michael Kruger, Rivers Jones, some of the better road course racers in this league make mistakes that just ended their night tonight.
Battle for 15th happening. Gabe Cazzola has the spot over Oscar Enriquez. Cazzola locking it up a little bit there in the backstretch chicane. Enriquez trying to get there, can't quite do it.
Dahari's in heavy lap traffic right now. Just got by Amir Bascome, who definitely was not making it easy on him. Got 2 or 3 cars sitting in front of him right now.
Got 3 cars, including that battle for 15 we mentioned with Cazzola and Enriquez. Fidel Fabian, excuse me, right there behind that battle. See Cazzola Enriquez right there, bottom right of your screen, just ahead of the race leader. So when he catches that battle, it's going to be a little more tense than the normal passes he's got, like this pass with Fidel Fabian in the 04 machine. Fabian might let him go here as they come onto the oval. Oh, gonna actually pull the same line. Make contact there. Gonna put Fabian a third lap down, I believe. Just 2 laps down for the 04 machine.
Oh, they're locking up in front of him. It's not what you want to see if you're Dahari right now.
Yeah, you do not want them to battle ahead of you. You want them to slow down and let you go before they battle with each other. Cazzola putting a gap between himself and Enriquez. That's going to be a sigh of relief for Dahari.
Despite that traffic, Dahari just ran a 120.978, so.
Enriquez struggling ahead of the race leader. He'll get out of the way and let Dahari go. It's 15th place Gabe Cazzola just up ahead. Meanwhile, battle happening. Quincy Strawhacker and Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Jurgensmeyer has the spot. Strawhacker wants to take it from him. Coming up in this battle for third.
Yes, Quincy Strawhacker and Ethan Looks Moreno both closing in on Jurgensmeyer right now.
Right now, this is the closest battle, second closest battle on the racetrack between anybody. Steve Imagine just got by Jonathan Parker, who is slow on the racetrack.
He locked it up, didn't hit anything, but locked it up in the turn. I believe that's turn 3. Just a slide. It's everybody here, assuming, I guess probably everybody's running a lot of rear brake here, so it's really easy to get those rears sliding. If you just give it a little too much brake, and that's what happened there to Jonathan Parker. That let both Baggio and Jeffrey Armistead by for the 9th and 10th spots.
Armistead now cracks the top 10 for the first time tonight in the 02. Mentioned the dash for bread. Looks like it's going to fall to him tonight. Matthew J. O'Brien out of this race. Same with Rivers Jones. Christian Pacheco is 6 laps down, but Jeffrey still has to make it to at least 5 to go. If he can do that, then he'll lock it up no matter what. But the closest battle on track right now, it is still the battle for third. Jurgensmeyer over Strawhacker and Moreno. These 4 drivers within a second and a half. Strawhacker having pressure out back from Ethan Fonseca Moreno in the 29 machine. Samir Bascom back on pit lane. Fidel Fabian also slow on the racetrack as well. Let's say, oh, there he is right there. Missed the corner. Bascom on pit lane.
Oh, Fabian almost just pulled back out in front of the P2, P3, P4 battle.
See him slide right there. Trying to gas it up and get back on the racetrack. And there's Jurgensmeyer right there. He's going to gas it up and get off of the chicane and get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, good decision by Fabian there.
Parker caught back up.
Jonathan Parker's got back by Jeffrey Armistead for the 10th position.
Yeah, Armistead let him go. He didn't want to battle him. He knew he was faster and just went ahead and pulled the side and let him go. Jeffrey's like, I don't need to fight for anything. Dash for bread locked up for him pretty much.
And unfortunately tonight, I believe entering tonight, all 4 returning drivers on Circumference Ultimate Motorsports, myself, Jeffrey, Michael Kruger, and Oscar Enriquez, I believe we have all finished lead lap in every event so far this season. And tonight, might be the end of it for all of us, as Jeffrey as our only remaining driver on the lead lap, and based on the times he's running and the times Dahari is running, I would not be surprised to see him go a lap down before this race is over.
Moreno.
Closing.
They're putting pressure on Strawhacker now for that third place spot. Coming through the front stretch chicane, hitting towards turn 1. Got really close to him through the back stretch chicane, rolled right up on him.
And I know Dahari can't really see this battle, but if he did, he'd be very happy about it, because the longer they battle, I mean, Dahari's the fastest car on the track right now by half a second, but even then, the bigger the lead he can get, the bigger cushion he has if, let's say, a lap car does something dumb in front of him and he has to spin it out to avoid him or something like that, because you never know what could happen out here. And that bigger the gap he can get, the better chance he'll have of just gives you more room for a potential mistake.
How about the issue you talked about earlier? You mentioned some of these drivers that are a little more aggressive, like to race people. That's one of the ones that's ahead of Gabriel Dahari right now, and Dylan Parker. Dylan Parker, 14th place right now. Should have had a better race, had a mistake take him out of it. He finds himself looking to fend off the race leader. Oh, Dahari, an issue through the front of chicane, just a little bobble.
Yeah, Dahari's able to drive it in there so much deeper than I'm able to. I don't know exactly what he's doing to do that, but it's impressive.
Back to the battle for third. They've closed up on Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, so they're just about within a second of each other. Third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah, and also right in front of Dylan Parker is Blaine Sparling. That's the battle for 13th. And Blaine actually just going to let both Dahari and Dylan Parker go. But Dylan definitely not letting Dahari go.
Dylan, the most recent winner at this racetrack, fending off our race leader. You see, costing him a little bit of time now. Back under 12 seconds is the gap for that split second.
We'll see how aggressive Dahari is here in the backstretch chicane.
He won't get too aggressive, I don't think. I think if Dahari is the racer that I think he is, he'll know how Dylan is, and he'll just take it easy right behind him. No need to worry. You got an 11-second gap for the race lead, almost 12 seconds. Why try to fight to put somebody a lap down that could take you out of the race?
That is true, and I agree with you. The thing about Dahari is that Dahari, from what I was told talking to Steve DiMaggio, is actually fairly due to iRacing. He's ridiculously fast, but because of that, it's hard to know where his racecraft might be at in terms of that thought process. So far, though, it looks like he's just being patient with Dylan Parker.
Moreno run off the front of the chicane. Strawhacker blocks it.
I don't think Moreno's going to be very happy about that one.
Quickly back to driver's left and gets by the 49. Moreno one step closer to the podium, which is unfortunately probably the best he'll get out of tonight's race. What could have been a battle for the win, a spin on lap 1 set him back, and he's overcome adversity, but he just doesn't have enough time to really dig out of this one.
And Dahari's still been unable to get by Dylan Parker. I mean, Parker's running decent lap times, but definitely slower than some of these fastest cars.
Well, it's not affecting Dahari yet. 121.8 compared to the 121.698 that Ethan ran. It's not a lot of a difference.
Yeah, and Dylan Parker's running right around the 122 mark, so he's probably only going to be losing at most a half second a lap. And with the lead he's got, if he loses a half second, he can lose a half second a lap the rest of this race and still hold on. He's basically just got to, as long as he keeps his lap times in about 122.5 the rest of the way, I think he'll have no issues.
Really slow lap time for Duran. And a fast lap time for Jurg.
And Duran is not locked up this second spot. Very much Jurg, Moreno, and Strawhacker all in striking distance. Battle also on for the 6th spot. Jaden Porter now closing in on James Beaumar. Until the front stretch chicane where Porter had a match.
Wow, football news. Joey Bosa to the Buffalo Bills.
That's going to improve their defense. I'm sure they'll still find a way to lose to the Chiefs in the playoffs, though.
It's bound to happen. Dahari is still trailing Dylan Parker. Nick, what have you been seeing from this race? Oh, Dylan Parker slides right in front of the race leader. He's able to get by, but he had to check up that little bit. That could have been a lot worse.
That wasn't a slide. I think Dahari got tired of following him.
I don't think Dahari spun him on purpose. That didn't look like he got into him intentionally, but he likely could have.
Yeah, I don't think he was that concerned, though, about staying off of him, you know? I don't think it was intentional, but it's really easy to get in somebody in that corner. I've done it before. I know I did Justin Durant at one point. And it wasn't even intentional, or maybe it was Chicano. I forget which one I got into there. But it's easy to do at this track. And Dahari's closing in on Luis Ramirez. I just want to give a shout out to Luis Ramirez. I think that's his first race in this league tonight. I have not raced him before, but didn't have the best qualifying run it looked like, but he's just kept it clean and running a solid 12th in this race.
Yeah, he's running really good tonight. Battle is on for third. Moreno giving chase to the 00. Well, that battle happens. Sparling and Cazzola battle for 14th. And that's not far up ahead of this battle for third. We're trying to get by Jurg for a podium finish. Cazzola battling side by side again with Sparling. Just up ahead of our second place car, Austin Doran. Dahari off the backstretch chicane. Coming through the start-finish line next time. It'll be 10 laps of racing left here at the Charlotte Roval. Still a long way from over, but hey, Brett, there's some left front damage on this 36. Could that cause any issues perhaps in this race?
It depends. Like, that aero damage is going to slow you a little bit, but this last lap, I don't think it's going to slow him a lot. As long as it didn't affect the steering, which I think that's from that contact with Dylan Parker, and that contact looked like it was pretty square to the nose. I think he'll be fine. If it's to the wheel, though, it becomes really hard to drive, and I think he's fine looking at the suspension camera. Yeah, it doesn't look like the suspension at all, so I think he'll be fine. And you never know, because that damage, he's got to be careful, because we've seen multiple drivers this race make that one little slip up, especially where he is right now, that little short shoot as you come back onto the oval. I know at least me, Michael Walls, and Michael Kruger all in agreement that wall is the worst wall on this track. Just got to be careful. He got that little bit of help on lap 1, and then he's just done a great job keeping it clean and maintaining it this whole race.
Well, Quincy Strawhacker spun in the chicane in 5th place. All good. Gets back going and no problem. Lost the time he had gained to Moreno and Jurg for 3rd, so it looks like it might be a 2-horse race for this spot. Moreno rolling right up on the back bumper of Jonathan Jurgensmeyer as they head towards turn 1 again.
And they got a side-by-side battle for position for 14th right in front of them with Cazole and Sparling, as you had mentioned earlier. We'll see how nice Sparling and Gabe play here with them battling for position as well.
Jared trying to get there and get by it. Had another issue there in the back, I think. James Bohr might have missed a corner or something because Porter got by him pretty quick.
Yeah, he missed the backstretch chicane. He just didn't try to turn in. He just went straight, came to a complete stop, and rolled again. Kind of served it the NASCAR way. I'm not sure if something else happened to leave it. Nah, he just missed it. Even
Moreno on driver's left, blocking it up. Gave him room. He had to get out of it to let him go. Ethan gives the space to Jurg. He's going to keep hold of third for now, and Moreno's going to lose time.
Yeah, that chicane, if you get too much on the curve, there's just no turning in. And I think Moreno, there's just not really that turn. Something just happened to Moreno because he just lost 2 seconds to that front chicane. I don't know if he got worried about Sparling in front of him or what, but he's now 2 seconds back of Jurg.
Able to hurry. Clash of the field tonight. Making his way towards the front straightaway, front stretch chicane. He'll hit the start-finish line next time by and make it 7 laps to go here at Charlotte Roval.
With some of the drivers that have had issues tonight, it's going to be a huge points day for Gabriel Dahari. He is well below the cut line, and with this league, this win will pretty much lock him in. He just has to be top 20 in points to make the playoffs, I believe, as a wild card driver. So he entered tonight well below that playoff cut line, and I know we still got a little bit to go to the playoffs, but never too early to start thinking about point standings. They can come down to those few points, and that win tonight is going to move Dahari easily into the playoff positioning. Probably will move him. With a lot of drivers in front of him either not showing up tonight or having issues, it's going to move him way up in point standings. And something just happened to Stephen Maggio.
Maggio gone. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Packet loss. That's what it appears to be.
Zola had an issue. The exit of turn 1. Almost got Moreno.
I know for Maggio, this season, not going at all the way he wants it to. He entered tonight all the way back and tied for 18th in points with Gabriel Dahari. And really, I'm shocked to see Stephen that low in points. He's one of the really clean driver and usually one of our fastest drivers. He just struggled to get things going this season.
He's been hit by the bug of being the owner of the league, it seems like.
Yeah, we see it in other leagues too. It seems like being the owner or main guy running the league, it takes about half your talent away. Really tragic to see, though. I know also he's just had a lot of issues this season that he can't avoid. I know Daytona he got wrecked. Michigan he had that restart wreck if I remember right. For Michigan he just got damaged, then we went green. And
Coming to 5 laps to go. These are your top 10. It's right here. Jonathan Parker and Jeffrey Armstead just ahead. Race leader Gabriel Dahari. Likely going to be the last bit of lap traffic in 36 hits tonight. Justin Roth's about 14 seconds ahead of Parker. Parker goes way wide there in turns 3 and 4.
And that's going to give Jeffrey Armstead a chance, although Jeffrey Armstead's still probably not going to take a lot of risks here. He enters tonight, another driver who entered tonight really high in the points. Jeffrey, I believe, was 3rd entering tonight. Or actually 2nd in the points entering tonight. And with Matthew O'Brien's problems tonight, I'm not sure how it's going to shake out exactly, because as I should know, the points is better as an admin, but good chance he could walk away tonight with the points lead with a good finish.
He's right now just running 10th. I wouldn't be shocked if he maybe lets this 36 go here in a few seconds. JP will likely do the same thing in this 48 as they're battling for 9th. Not really fighting too hard, but Armstead trying to get any spot he can there. He goes out of the way, and same with JP. They're going to go high and let the race leader go.
Yeah, and that was good driving by both of them. When you're in a battle for position and letting the leaders go, which is something I've done a few times, I've done plenty of times because I'm not that fast, you really want to try to find a way to let the leader go in a way that really does not compromise your speed at all. So by running the chicane good, then running just a little high, really don't give up a lot of time to let the leader go. Just smart driving from both, two of, I would say, the cleanest drivers in this league.
But 4 laps to go, and clear track ahead. Dahari's ready to set sail and capture his first win in the Slide Job Racing League.
And Ethan Fonseca Moreno is caught back up to the back bumper of Jonathan Juergensmeyer for the final podium spot right now. Just an update, Steven Maggio has returned to the race, but he is down 2 laps down, back in the 17th position. Some kind of internet issue appears for 51.
As the battle's still raging on for 3rd. Three laps of racing left here. Moreno doing anything he can to get that 3rd place spot.
And Juergensmeyer is always never the easiest guy to pass. He's going to fight you for it. He's a really clean driver, but he's not somebody who's going to let you go.
And they're teammates too, so they know they're not going to race each other easy.
They're not on the same team in this league, I believe, unless I'm messed up on the teams. But yeah, teammates in a lot of leagues. I believe, if my math is right, given me and Mikey's issues, Macalo Bueno Racing tonight will retake the team points lead from Circumference Ultimate Motorsports.
Yeah, Moreno 4th. I believe Jaden Porter part of that team in 6th as well. So.
Top 3 drivers score, so Jeffrey and Oscar have had okay races, but Mikey's going to be our 3rd score back in 45th, so not what we really needed, but it happens. Unfortunate in for Mikey. He was having a great run. Oh, Ethan sent it in deep there in the front stretch chicane.
Lane Sparling spun on the backstretch chicane. He gets back rolling, going to lose a couple spots because of that, dropping back to 14th as the battle's still raging on for this 3rd place spot. We're trying to find a way to get by this 0-0. Jurg hits the wall. Ethan almost did as well.
Yeah, both of them are driving those cars absolutely as hard as they can here, with only a lap and a half left to go.
Moreno gonna send it in deep there, heading into the backstretch chicane, getting right to the back bumper of Jurg.
Yeah, smart by Ethan not trying to send it too wide in that corner like he did last time as Dahari takes the white flag, 1 lap to go.
Dahari leads the field to the white flag, 1 final lap. He is well out in front. I mean, heck, he could probably clutch it and just coast the rest of this race with how dominant he's been. Moreno to the inside, trying to get it, couldn't get there.
Yeah, I think that was a little too aggressive from Ethan. Got a little too much curve. I'd be trying to focus on that exit there, try to get the big run in the turn 1 and just hound Jurg into possibly making a mistake, or worst case, use the bumper in the infield. Now probably too far back to have a chance to get back at him in the infield section here.
It's going to go down as a perfect race for Gabriel Dahari, even with the contact with Dylan Parker earlier on, tried to put him a lap down. As he makes his way through the oval section, turns 1 and 2, that is turns 9 and 10 for the road course, coming to the backstretch chicane for the final time, looking to lead all 50 laps from the pole to the checkered flag, and all he's got to do is make it through 1 more chicane.
Yeah, now Ethan's made it side by side now down the backstretch. They're gonna be
Side by side, Moreno takes the spot for now. Coming off of turn number 17, Gabriel Dahari is going to win the Charlotte Roval here in Season 14. See Dylan Parker sliding around back in the back there. And you see Moreno well out in front of Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Dorian's going to come around and finish second. And Moreno is going to steal third on the last lap over Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. As more drivers finish this race off, Gabriel Dahari is your race winner.
Yeah, just an absolutely dominant performance tonight from Gabriel.
Flag to flag, wire to wire.
Good win, Gabriel. This game needs to fix
He'll make his way around. Steve Maggio going to give him a bump here on the backstretch. So Dahari going to make his way around. Likely rearing up and ready to burn it down. Oh, tagged by Gabe Cazzola. I remember a Goat Inc. Another hit by Quincy Strawhacker as he goes to burn it down on the front straightaway. The other drivers coming by to make the jump. There's Shane O'Neill right there. How about that? 25th place for Shane O'Neill. 0 incident points in this race. The only driver to have a 0x in this one as Dahari looks to do some drifting through the corners. And now I'll bring Brett back in since he's done talking to everybody in iRacing. Brett, that was a pretty fun race, all things considered, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that was a really enjoyable race tonight. Thought we could have had a little bit. I mean, it's typical road course issue where towards the end you get a little spread out, but we had battles throughout, which is all you can ask for a road course. I mean, Jurg and Ethan were battling pretty much those entire last 20 laps up in the top 5. Just a great performance though tonight from Gabriel Dahari. He was on an island out by himself out in front of this field and made it look easy.
We'll take a look at the finishing results here. It was Dahari taking home the checkered flag over Austin Doran, Ethan Fonseca Moreno right there in third. Over Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, Quincy Strawhacker comes home in 5th place tonight. And it was Jaden Porter, James Bomar, Justin Rott, Jonathan Parker, and Jeffrey Armisen that rounded out your top 10.
Yeah, rest of the top 20, we got Dylan Parker coming home 11th, Gabe Cazzola 12th, Luis Ramirez 13th, Blaine Sparling 14th, Oscar Enriquez 15th, Steven Maggio brings it home 16th out of those connection issues, Jamie Wright 17th, Fidel Fabian 18th, Enrique Kukulan 19th, and Andrew Davis rounds out your top 20 with a 20th place finish here tonight.
21st place, it looks like scoring is shuffle all around right now. I think 21st should be Jacob Locklear. 22nd will be Christian Pacheco. 23rd goes to Amir Bascombe. The Matthew J. O'Brien DNFing tonight in 24th. The quest for 3 in a row ends tonight. Then it was Shane O'Neill in 25th. Michael Kruger finishing 26th tonight. Rivers Jones in 27th. Michael Walls comes home 28th. Matt Steiner in 29th. And top 30 finish for Dane Cruz.
And running up the field tonight, Francisco Baicayo comes home 31st. Ryan Bogey 32nd. Ollie Reeves, 33rd. Tyler Watermelon, I don't know if we caught it on the broadcast, but he slammed the pit barrels apparently. Comes home 34th. And then myself, after crashing on lap 1, comes home in last with a 35th place finish.
And that is your field tonight. 35 started. Derek Daly, Matthew Daly did not grid, did not start tonight's race, so they'll unofficially be scored 36th and 37th, respectively. I don't think we're going to get a hold of our 3rd place finisher, Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Brett, I'll let you get a hold of our 2nd place finisher tonight, Austin Doran.
Hello, Austin. Great run tonight down here on pit road. Great run tonight. How are you able to keep it so consistent tonight? I know you had that little issue on the start, but able to just consistently work the rest of the race to get back up to 2nd place.
Oh man, yeah, just first and foremost, I want to apologize to Ethan for what happened there. That was the last thing I wanted to do. It looked like a little bit of netcode too, but overall, it was a great race. Ethan had a great drive back to 3rd, of course, but yeah, once I fell back, it was kind of just attrition at that point. I knew to play it safe a little bit, save enough tire to split the race in half. And I knew if I saved enough and kept it off the wall, I heard a few people broke some toe links, which is unfortunate. So I knew if I just kept it out of the wall and kept my tires underneath me, it was going to be pretty smooth sailing from there. I did not expect to get to P2 though. I was expecting at least 4th or 5th, and I would have been happy with that. But yeah, I pitted a few laps early compared to the other people. It was like 1 or 2, nothing much. But yeah, after that point, I was able to gain a little bit and then eventually pass a few guys there. So overall, it was a great race. Yeah.
Yeah, and take me through that strategy call on the pit stop. I know with the next gen, you see a lot of times going fuel only. I noticed you did take 4 tires on that pit stop. What was the thinking on that?
Man, I knew tires were somewhat important here. I thought I couldn't tell what other people were doing because we were staying pretty similar on track, but I just knew tires for me at least would be the move. Our teammates were talking it out too, what we should do. But yeah, 4 tires seemed like the best move for me, and it ended up matching pace with the leader at the end too.
And anything else you could have possibly done to get closer to Gabriel, or just didn't really have anything for him tonight?
Nah, nothing much, man. I mean, once I fell back in the pack, it was kind of hard to catch up to him at that point. It would have been a great race against me, him, and Ethan if things stayed clean, but unfortunately, I mean, at least we all finished in the top 3, but unfortunately, I did not have enough for him in this race.
Yeah, and last but not least, any sponsors, people you want to shout out here tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank my team, EC Racing, teammates Quincy and James both got top 10s today, so that's good to see. Hotspot Shop, Frontline Insurance, debuting a new flavor of ice cream at my local grocery store that I work at. So it's a pretty cool thing to work up for this race. Cool to see Ethan in my car also getting a top 3 too. So shout out to Austin D Graphics. Check them out.
And those are some good looking cars. Congrats again on the second place finish, and look forward to hopefully talking to you again when we're right back here next week on what in my opinion is the better track, the Oval.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And Dawson, I believe you are going to catch up with our winner in Victory Lane.
Hey, Gabriel Lahari, it's Dawson out in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, it's been a lot of dominant races for you, or good runs for you this season that just have not gotten the results, but tonight you get it done. Wire to wire, pole position, checkered flag, you let them all. What was that race like for you out the windshield, essentially having a nice Sunday drive compared to the rest of the field?
Yeah, all my competition basically got wrecked, and it was pretty smooth sailing from there. I only really had to try and get around lap traffic, which was most people just got out of the way, so it wasn't really hard there. Yeah, it was not too hard.
Did you have any moments maybe throughout the race where you got a little hairy, maybe thought maybe something could have been the end of your run, or were you just that confident in your run that everything was going to go fine and you were going to come through and just dominate and win anyways?
Man, I had like a 10-second gap to the guy behind, and I knew I had pretty decent pace considering I got pole. The only other guy I think that was really in contention to beat me in pole was Matthew O'Brien, but he messed up his qualifying and started towards the back. But unfortunately, I've completely forgot what the question you just asked me was.
Were there any moments that maybe you thought the race was going to be out of your hands and maybe it might have not gone your way?
Yeah. The infamous wall just before you get back into the oval section, I hit that, and I got wheel damage, and I was like, damn, this could really slow me down a lot. And luckily, it hardly did anything. It was just maybe like 2 degrees to the left on my wheel, and I was able to keep going like normal. But that really gave me a scare.
I know someone that maybe wouldn't be happy to hear that one, but you get your first win in this league. You finally get that monkey off your back. How does it feel to finally break through there and capture your first checkered flag?
Man, I really was not expecting it to be a road course. I usually don't think I do too well here at road courses in general. That was gonna be at an oval track, but I'm glad that I got a win. I wasn't sure if it was gonna happen. Gonna make a run for Dash for Bread next week, so that'll be cool. Looking forward to that.
Alrighty, it's your first career win here, Gabriel. Teammate, sponsors, shoutouts. What got it done for you?
Shout out Steven Maggio for just being there for me while I was practicing and helping me out, giving me a couple pointers if he could. Once again, another shout out to Steven Maggio for giving me the making my livery, which was just putting the banners on and all that. It was very nice. Shout out to everyone who runs SDRL for putting on the show, and shout out to you guys for broadcasting.
Well, alrighty. It's the first time he's found victory lane here in the Slide Job Racing League. Gabriel Dahari takes home his first checkered flag. Congrats to the win, Gabriel.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Well, I would have asked our color commentator how they thought, but instead it'll be Brett. Brett.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Hey, we got somebody that wants to talk to us. I think it'll be fine. You know what? I'll bend the knee to him here because he does pay the bills. We'll bring him in here. It's Dylan Parker. Dylan, you are adamant that you need an interview because you have something to tell us.
The Pepsi 600 is next week, guys. It's next week, and the purse is $250. 250 big ones.
Is that for me?
That's for everybody.
Oh,
if you want to race and broadcast from the race, sure.
No, I won't be doing
Yeah.
that. Now I'll be sitting that one out, but Yeah, Dylan, the Pepsi 600 is next week. Why don't you tell the fans at home about that, maybe still listening, about just, the importance of this race and how big it is for us here on the schedule.
Well, obviously the Pepsi 600 is one of the biggest races on the schedule. It truly is just a staple of the Slide Job Racing League schedule, and you can't have Slide Job Racing League without the Pepsi 600. It brings in a lot of foot traffic to this series, and Pepsi brings in big money, big sponsor monies, some of the best. Trust me, I know. As you can see, they put forth the money because they're the best tasting beverage. They wouldn't if they wasn't. So, just great to see. They know how to sponsor a Charlotte race because obviously it wasn't a Roval. No one cares about the Roval. Roval sucks ass. Everyone knows it. Trust me, I know. And yeah, the Cokes. No, the Pepsi 600. The Pepsi 600
Oh!
is next week. 600 kilometers.
That's gonna lose you to sponsorship.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just like
no,
that,
they
the
love
prize
me.
money. The prize money has gone back to zero.
Yeah. So, as a wise man once told me, they all got them.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you, Dylan, for that heads up for next week, and we look forward to seeing you there.
All right. Yes, thank you.
It's Dylan Parker, one of the admins of this league. Like I said, he pays the bills. So we'll give him the TV time. But I want to thank you for tuning in tonight for the Bank of America Roval 125. That'll do it from us here tonight. Tomorrow night, it is the NASCAR Motor Stardom Cup Series. They will be heading to Talladega Super Speedway. Don't want to miss that one. Super Speedway racing coming up tomorrow night, of course, at 8:50 p.m. Eastern here on BRN. This upcoming Thursday, it is the SOFA Racing League getting ready to go racing in the playoffs. This next race coming up here this Thursday, it is also Talladega, so a double dose of Talladega coming up here for you. And it looks like it is the last race in the round of 16 for a playoff cutoff race at Talladega on Thursday night. You want to tune in for that one. I want to thank you, Brett Bennett, for coming and joining me in the booth after wrecking himself out of the race because he couldn't make the corner properly and he hit the wall.
I'm bad at iRacing.
That's the truth. I want to thank you as always for tuning in. Thank you to all the drivers for coming out and racing with us here. Dawson Allen signing off for you tonight, saying so long, have a great rest of your night, and congratulations, Gabriel Dehari, on his first career win.